And John Gruden, who, of course, lost his job with the Raiders last year when emails surfaced between him and members of the Washington football team's organization of him using misogynistic, homophobic, and racist comments. And Gruden addressed those yesterday. Well, I believe it was yesterday. Certainly, yes, it was yesterday. And here's what he had to say.
I'm not going to say anything but honest things here. I'm ashamed about what has come about in these emails, and I'll make no excuses for it. It's shameful. But I am a good person. I believe that. I go to church. I've been married for 31 years. I got 3 great boys. I still love football. I've made some mistakes, but I don't think anybody else in here hasn't. And I just ask for forgiveness, and hopefully I get another shot.
Rob, your thoughts?
I'm all for forgiveness, second chances. Nobody's perfect. That's why they put erasers on pencils, because people make mistakes. But John Gruden would not be running my organization as a head coach. Could he get a job in football, Chris? Absolutely. He would never be the face of my organization. It just wouldn't happen. And it doesn't mean that he can't do other stuff and he can't be a football coach and an offensive coordinator. It's just happened time and time again where people have made mistakes and they might not get that perch or that top job that they once had, Chris, but they get opportunities. He should get another chance, and there'll be somebody who will give him a chance. But to be a head coach, after talking about a black man's lips and the language and the stuff no, I can't. That I can't shake as far as you being the face of my team and my franchise. That doesn't mean that he can't work. I'm not that guy who thinks if you make one mistake, you're done. We're going to throw you on a scrap heap of human life. I don't believe in that. And people can redeem themselves and ask for forgiveness, which it was good that he asked for forgiveness, and he didn't try to sugarcoat it, Chris. I love those comments. I don't know about the family resume, as if that means anything. Well, I'm married 31 years, and I got 3 great boys. That stuff doesn't matter. I mean, you could be single and never been married. You know what I mean? And that part. I love that he's accepted it. He's not going to try to make excuses for it or come up with some excuse. He's ashamed of it. I love all of that. And John Gruden deserves to be in football on some other level, but not as a head coach. That's just me.
Yeah, look, I think you and me worked at ESPN with Gruden. I never met him. Did you ever meet him when we worked there?
Yeah. You know what? It's weird. No.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was out a lot, doing.
He wasn't in the studio.
Yeah,
really
he was
much.
out doing Monday Night Football and
that coaches thing
camp or whatever it was. Yeah. And I liked him I thought he was great on the QB thing, the QB camp and all that stuff he did, whatever it was called. I agree with you in that I'm certainly for forgiveness. We've all made mistakes, and we've made some bad mistakes. I
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for forgiveness.
Right? and I do think that our culture, this canceling everybody for doing some things wrong. I'm for calling people out for wrongdoing, but people can learn from that and become better people. And sometimes we act like they can't. And I guarantee you, all these people who just like to make a habit of canceling everybody, they got skeletons in their closet that they could be canceled for too. And so people need to think about that when they're just so quick. Again, not that you don't call people out, not that people don't get punished for what they've done. But let's not write human beings off when they can learn and change. I know people can change. And so
we just had a guy on who got a second chance at life.
Great point.
Darryl Strawberry turned his life around.
Great point.
Darryl was a great ball player, got caught up in drugs and whatnot. His life was spiraling out of control, Chris. And now he goes around the country as a ministry. He's a pastor.
He's spoken at one of our King events.
Yeah, I mean,
King movement events. Absolutely.
He has turned his life. And I've known him, like I said, since he was a rookie when he broke in with the Mets. I've known Darryl Strawberry for his entire professional career.
Yep. No,
and the turnaround is impressive.
Yep,
and I'm
it's
happy
authentic.
for him.
Yes,
Yep,
it's authentic.
Absolutely.
Now, my issue with John Gruden as my head coach, because I agree with you, in football, if somebody hires him, as a coach or what have you, I'd be fine with it as long as he's contrite and learned from his mistakes. And I'm sure he wouldn't do anything like that again. But my problem with hiring him as a head coach is I don't think he's a great head coach. We talked about this, Rob, when he got the 10-year, $100 million contract. He's coached now 3 teams. And when he came back and got the huge contract, he coached Oakland for 3 years, or Oakland and then Vegas for 3.5 years. In those 3 full years, they never made the playoffs and never had a winning record. Right. And then he gets released early, last season. It was only 5 games. They were 3-2, but they go on to have their best season in years and make the playoffs without him. So that's number one. Number 2 is this. The PR, even if you want to hire John Gruden, it is, unfortunately for him, it's a tough PR sell. And it's not that you won't forgive him. You don't necessarily want to give him a second chance. But there are going to be there might be players, black players, who don't want to, They look at it I'm sure there's tons that would be the opposite, right? Because he had good relationships with black players. And I'm sure there's some that feel he's cool and they like to see him back. But there are others that might not feel that way.
Can I give you a perfect example, Chris?
Yep.
The Iowa strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
Okay? Urban Meyer was going to give him another chance, Chris, to be the strength and conditioning coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
He hired him. He got the job. And black players on that team, Chris, said, no way, no how is he going to be our strength and conditioning coach. What happened?
They had to get rid of him. Yep.
And that's your point.
Right. That's the challenge with Gruden. Now, you might say, Rob, well, he could go to the college, though. First of all, who knows if he wants to? Once you've had a taste of the NFL, right, he may not want to do that. But even then, parents.
There you go. You just said it.
Right?
Yep.
Are they going to want, all things being equal, my son can go to any of the top
Alabama,
10 best colleges in the
exactly.
country. And now there's this one red flag, even in your past. That might be enough, you know what I mean, to turn the tide and let me send him elsewhere.
And also, Chris, you don't think the other recruiters will say, they got John Gruden on that staff, right? You sitting there,
right, absolutely.
Do you know what happened? You know how he lost his job with the Raiders?
You're absolutely right.
Seriously, I just want to make you aware. I don't know if the school let you know what happened. You know what I mean? You would do it like that.
Right.
I'm just, So
you're right. You're absolutely right.
And then you got to be like, you sending your kid there? Oh, do you know what happened with John Gruden? What?
Yeah.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you. Okay.
Yeah. You hit it on the head, Rob. So it's just, unfortunately for him, it's problematic. Even Rob, could he even do the QB camp again, say on ESPN? I don't know.
Because
right?
I don't know. I don't know if all
people's heads.
Even
if
quarterbacks want to
him,
sit down with him, right?
Right, or even just even if they're like, we believe he's moved on, that's still a thought that could be in their head.
It's a tough spot. And
it is.
I give him credit because whoever's counseling him, Chris, and because he had to come public and we need to hear from him. And we just did.
Right,
So
and that might be the first step. Like not just
is
this
the
one
first step.
time, but continuously doing things like this.
It is
and
the
who
first
knows?
step.
Yeah, maybe he could get back. Like I said, I got no ill will towards him. Obviously, what he did was wrong. We know a lot of people currently employed in the NFL, and there are a lot of other places have sent bad emails, said things about people or groups of people. So hopefully, I believe he's learned. Certainly, Rob, he ain't gonna do that again. I can't imagine, right?
Could you imagine?
No, there's no way he'll do it again.
No, because it's a stigma, and we do want to hear from you guys. 877-99 on Fox. Chris, I do want to hear from people on this. But it is a stigma, and it's not only John Gruden. It's not just you just lost your job. When other people see you, and this is public, you know what I mean? Like your kids got to go to school, Chris.
Right.
Your wife has to go to work. Like it's a big deal. Like, oh no, don't invite the Grudens over to the barbecue.
Right.
That's what happens. Don't invite them.
And that's
over.
what you hope he can go on and have, a normal life and good relationships. And, people judge him on his actions now. But these things do tend to stick with you.